Hey guys, welcome to another top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 overrated horror films. Yes, the Halloween season is upon us, and Halloween is in almost a week. And yeah, I haven't made a single Halloween themed video, which is not like me at all, but this has been a crazy month. A lot of shit's been happening, and as you can tell by my voice, I have been sick for like a week. So I'm just getting better now. So sadly, this year, a lot of lacking on the Halloween stuff, so sorry about that. Maybe next year, but I thought I'd do an overrated Halloween horror movies because apparently I haven't done this. I've done underrated, but I have not done overrated, which just seems like something I would do because I say overrated shit all the time. But anyways, let's get to it. Making this list, I was in no surprise at all that there was a lot of current horror films because, well, let's face it, current movies aren't that great, and current horror films are even worse. So, let's get to it. Again, it's all opinion. If you like these movies, you're probably in the majority of the consensus because that's why it's overrated. That's why I think they're overrated because most people seem to really enjoy them. Alright, let's get to it. Coming in at number 10 is the 2018 Halloween movie directed by David Gordon Green. Can't stand this filmmaker now because he's destroyed Halloween and he's destroyed The Exorcist. What the fuck else is he going to destroy next? Scream? Well, wait. Some other... that's already been destroyed. Maybe Urban Legend. Do that. Halloween 2018 was a movie that many people were really looking forward to. I wasn't one of them because H2O was always the proper ending to me, but people said, hey, let's just reboot the series, except the first film, and just do the H2O again, but more brutal and not his brother and sister. Okay. The Mask was cool. Jamie Lee Curtis was trying very hard. That's about it. It was just a silly, shitty slasher film with Michael Myers in it, and it's not very good. But a lot of people seem to like it, so good for them. I didn't like it, and I hated the sequels it spawned, but this is just as bad as those sequels. But yeah, whatever. All right, coming in at number 9 is X. X. This movie people enjoyed, mostly critics. I don't know what they were smoking. I didn't like it. I liked how it was sort of filmed. It was like filmed in almost like that Super 8 kind of quality, very old school cinema grindhouse style. Really cool. Really sweet. Yeah, from what I heard, critics really loved the scares, the filmmaking, the characters, and just the oddness and weirdness of the film. I didn't like any of that. I didn't like any of these characters. Yes, this like put Mia Goth on the market, and people know her now because of this and Pearl and another movie I'm going to be talking about soon. I don't care. I think she's an okay actress, but nothing that spectacular. And this movie is definitely nothing that spectacular. I thought the style of it was kind of sweet, but other than that, I could give two fucks about these characters, the story, this crazy old lady, and I just didn't like it. It's just not for me. But critics loved it, so who cares, I guess, right? All right, coming at number 8 is Scream. Not the original Scream. That movie's great. I'm talking about the 2022 movie with the same name for some reason. I guess Scream 5 is a little, I guess it's a little tough to put that 5 on that poster. It might cost them an extra $500,000. But Scream, because it's kind of like the Scream for the new generation. I feel bad for the new generation that they have these shit turds of films, but Scream 2022 sucks. Yes, the treatment of the legacy characters is beyond disrespectful. What they do to Dewey, making Gale a nobody, not using Sidney Prescott, trying to connect it with the first film and not making any sense and making all the characters relate to these characters from the previous films. I'm like, the timelines don't even add up, and the movie feels cheap looking. The kills feel cheap. Everything feels so cheap. And because it has like meta humor, they think that's what's gonna hook the young people and stuff. I don't know. That's not always what made Scream so good. Was just the meta humor, but it was the characters, The characters were likable. The characters were enjoyable. The kills were creative. The ghost face was intimidating and enjoyable, and how he called you and everything. It was great. And it worked for the time in the 90s. But now, in 2023, the Scream Killer just doesn't work. And I think they should just let it die. They're not, because they want that money, but just let it die. Please. Number 7 is the only old school classic film I'll have on here, and that's Sleepaway Camp. I don't think this is a good movie. The twist is what makes people really enjoy it and makes the movie a classic, because that twist is so fucking crazy and disgusting and what the fuck's happening. It's a good twist. That's it, though. The movie is a cheesy, generic slasher film. It's got nothing really great about it. The acting is not great. The kills aren't very good. The story is weirdly told and very oddly directed. And it's not a very good movie or very enjoyable. Like, I remember I watched this movie and I'm like, what do people see in this movie? And then it's the ending. And that's what people talk about, is the ending twist. And I'm like, a twist doesn't make a movie, though. Like, The Sixth Sense is a movie with a twist that people talk about. But that movie is still good. It's got great performances. It's a good story. It's got great tension in it. There's a lot of great scenes other than the twist at the ending. This movie has none of that. It's just a shitty, cheesy 80s horror with a good twist. What a twist. Coming number 6 is the 2019 Candyman. Was this in 2019? 2020? Who the fuck knows? Candyman, the remake. I couldn't even finish it. Yeah, they got the original Candyman back. And that's cool. Because Tony Todd's awesome. He's got a great voice. And he's really cool. He's intimidating. He's scary. I'm not the biggest Candyman fan, but he was the best part. He was great in Final Destination. Just the movie isn't very good, though. I don't like the direction they took. I don't like these characters. I don't like the script. I don't like the modernization of the Candyman. I think there's no subtlety in this movie. I just didn't see what the critics saw. I put it on like a year after it came out, and I think I got like halfway through and I got bored and just turned it off. I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about this, so not for me, I guess. All right, number 5, Infinity Pool. Came out this year, actually. It's another movie I couldn't finish. I watched it online a few months after it came out and couldn't finish it. That was too stupid, too weird. The scene with the woods, y'all know what I'm talking about, with Mia Goth and what's his name, Skarsgård, Alexander Skarsgård. I'm just like, what is happening here? The story was not making sense. This is like the horror people like now, like weird, trippy things that aren't making a lick of fucking sense, and this is the thing people like now. I like horror with atmosphere and good, interesting characters. That's why I love like the original Haunting, and I like fun horror movies too, like the first Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween. But people like this shit, I guess. Coming number 4 is Bird Box. I don't know if I should classify this as a horror movie, but if Quiet Place is a horror movie, then this is a horror movie. And this was nowhere near as good or as creative or as enjoyable as A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2. This was like a huge, like, kind of phenomenon for a few, like, months when this movie came out in, was it 2018 or something? People loved it, talk about it, oh, the blindfolds, and, oh, people, this might happen, could this happen? What would you do if this happened? Who gives a shit? I thought the premise was not interesting. I didn't think Sandra Bullock was all that great. I didn't think it was scary or intense, and I never wanted to put myself in that situation because I didn't give a shit. See, A Quiet Place was a fun kind of thing to put yourself in a situation like that. Like, can you survive without making noise? This one is just ridiculous with the seeing. Like, oh, you can't see. Oh, I don't know. They could have done a lot of cool, creative, atmospheric things with this idea. Just They didn't, though. Coming number 3 is Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever, directed by Eli Roth. Sadly, this guy just doesn't make movies I enjoy. Hostels and Death Wish and... Did he do Green Inferno? Yeah. I don't like this. This guy is all about the torture, grotesque, disgusting, horror kind of things. People like that shit. I don't like that shit. I think it's disgusting. And I think this movie has moments that are pretty good, and it's cool that it has Sean Hunter from Boy Meets World in this movie, but it's just gross, and it's not scary, and it's just not fun to watch for me. And again, there's an audience for this kind of movie, which is cool, and that's who it's for, made for, but it's just not for me. I'm trying to speed this along before I completely lose my voice. Let's continue. Coming in number 2 is the first Saw movie. Yes, I've talked about this before in previous, movies I hate, but everyone else loves. I've talked about how much I'm not a huge Saw guy. I liked the new one, which was surprisingly good and surprisingly creative and put some care and fucking effort into it. This one is definitely, a better one out of the sequels, but this movie was, a hit. Because of this movie, it spawned a dozen sequels that were fucking not needed, and it was okay. That's it. But people thought of this as genre defining, groundbreaking. Some people put Saw as one of their favorite horror franchises and favorite horror movies of all time. And I'm like, it's okay. It's got some shitty characters, but it's got some good characters, some cool ideas, some stupid ideas. It's okay. It's nothing to call amazing. It's not fucking Citizen Kane. Calm your shit, people. And my number 1 most overrated horror movie is Midsommar. I fucking hate this fucking stupid fucking film. Fuck. Just not a fan. I don't like Ari Aster, Assface as a director. I'm also just put Hereditary. Yeah, I think Hereditary is overrated too. So let's put Hereditary at number 1 with Midsommar. They are movies just to shock you. That's why they're made. That's why people like them. They're shocking. Look how fucking nuts this is. Look how fucking crazy it is. Look how disgusting and how fucking weird is this. Look at that. It's fucked up. Love us. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I watched Hereditary and Midsommar, and I just didn't find any of those movies enjoyable. And I just didn't see a point to watching that ever again. And I feel like there's just something wrong with you if you like these kind of movies. I'm not trying to judge. I'm trying not to judge, but they're just so disgusting, and I just don't get it. I always thought of horror movies as spooky kind of stories to watch and get a little creeped out and enjoy a mythos or kind of like a creepy campfire story. That's kind of why I liked Nightmare on Elm Street as well. That reminds me of a campfire story, even a Scream or something. I don't picture horror movies as this fucked up, and that's why I don't like modern age horror, because that's what they all are. They're just fucking nuts, this shit. So it's past my prime, I guess. I'll just stick with the classics. You guys can have these ones. Thank you. Oh yeah, that was my top 10 most overrated horror movies. This movie is probably only going to be a 7-8 minute video, but the timer says almost 25 minutes because I've sneezed, coughed, almost cried because of the gunk that's coming out of me. I've almost lost my voice 9 or 10 times filming this. So thank you all for watching this sick guy right here doing an overrated horror movies list. I'm going to lay down, edit, and not speak for 24 hours. So thank you guys for watching. Happy Halloween. Join the dark side.